every time they give advice that is illegal, they cover it with legal professional privilege. I'm a lawyer and I want to explain this to you. It is an inviolable, sacred principle of our law that if you or any one of your viewers goes and speaks to a lawyer to get legal advice, anything you discuss with your lawyer is covered by client-solicitor privilege. If something is covered by solicitor-client privilege, it is locked in a vault forever. So what PWC did is they bought a law firm. This is an accounting firm, right? They bought a law firm. It's not a real law firm. It's a play, pretend law firm, but it's got lawyers in it. And what they would do is every time they gave a customer, a client, advice on how to break the law, they would make sure that there was a lawyer in the room. Could have been a graduate who finished his law degree 5 minutes ago. Could have been a law graduate, has no experience as a lawyer, sitting there with his headphones in, listening to the footy. Doesn't matter. As long as there's a lawyer in the room, PWC turned around and said, privilege, privilege, can't look at these documents, privilege. Or what they would do is they would send advice like they did for a multinational Brazilian meatpacking company, a notorious global tax evader called, I think it's called JBL, JBI, JBL. They gave written advice to JBL on how to evade tax. But instead of sending the memo straight to JBL, they would send the memo via an internal PO box at PwC. The internal PO box is the law firm. The law firm would then on-send it to the client. And because it's been routed through the law firm, as if by magic, legal privilege. You're only allowed to assert legal privilege under very specific circumstances. You are not allowed to assert legal privilege when an accountant is telling you how to break the law and evade tax. So the tax office said to PwC, they met with Luke Sayers. Luke Sayers, who became chairman of the Carlton Football Club, he's had to resign recently because of the whole dick pic scandal. Lukey Sayers. Jeremy Hirshhorn is the Deputy Commissioner of the Australian Tax Office. Jeremy Hirshhorn gave testimony to Senate estimates. He said he went to see Luke Sayers 6 times. And he said to Mr. Sayers on 6 occasions, Mr. Sayers, we're very concerned. We are concerned that PwC is misusing legal professional privilege to hide providing advice which is breaking the law. Hirshhorn said to Senate estimates, we met with Mr. Sayers 6 times. We gave him that warning 6 times. Sayers was asked about it. He said, I have no recollection. We've heard that one before. I have no recollection. Right? Who sent the dick pics, Mr. Sayers? I have no recollection. So the tax office got absolutely fed up. And they took PwC to court in a case called ATO versus PwC to challenge the legal professional privilege that PwC was slapping on all their documents. The case went before Mr. Justice Mashinsky. The case involved 44,000 documents. So the tax office said to Justice Mashinsky, we don't think these privilege claims are genuine. We think they're bogus. So the judge said, well, I can't look at all 44,000 documents. We'll be here for the next 10 years. So we'll take a sample and we'll look at that sample and we'll do a regression analysis and we'll see what percentage of the sample, if any, maybe no percentage, maybe 0% of the sample has got legal professional privilege when it shouldn't. Maybe they haven't done anything wrong. Guess what percentage it came out at? 58%. 25,500 documents that PwC covered with legal professional privilege that didn't deserve legal professional privilege, and there's only one reason why you would do that. So that you don't get sent to jail because the court looks at the advice that you've given JBL and goes, you're giving people advice on how to break the law. So I went hammer and tongs at PwC. I went hammer and tongs at them in my Senate submissions. I went hammer and tongs at them in my parliamentary joint inquiry submissions. I absolutely kicked the living daylights out of them in my parliamentary joint inquiry testimony. I was being quoted in the press frequently, and I was destroying PwC's narrative. The narrative, which is, we've never done this before, this is an anomaly, this is an aberration, this is not how we operate, these are not our values. And I pointed out, not your values, you've done this all over the world, mate. You have done this. This is your business model. This is not your first rodeo. This is how you operate.